It's up to you, New York, New York.
How we doing? How we doing? Happy Friday. Happy end of the work week for some. It's the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on Facebook and YouTube. I am your host, Richie, riding solo today on this majestic day. On today's show, we're going to be hitting on the New York Knicks commanding 2-0 lead over the Cleveland Cavaliers in the third round of the playoffs, the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going to give you my prediction on tonight's pivotal Game 3 between the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Also going to speak on a little bit of baseball. 5 teams have 30 or more wins, but some of them are floundering and things are starting to get a little tight in some division races, where with the exception of a few teams, nobody really seems to be showing their true identity in the season yet. And we got a big series in the American League East this weekend as the New York Yankees welcome in the Tampa Bay Rays, the first place American League and American League East leading Tampa Bay Rays, who currently have a 4.5-game lead over the Bronx Bombers. We're going to start this up at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. Josh Hart's best playoff game. 26 points leads the way for the Bockers, as it really appeared that the Cleveland Cavaliers were trying to kind of force Josh Hart to take perimeter shots, to take three-point shots. And in the beginning, it seemed to be working as Hart, his shot was flat, his shot was off, his shot was wide, his shot just wasn't good. After getting a few off, Josh started finding his outside game. And what's funny about this, it seemed like Josh's outside game kind of opened up his inside game. Jalen Brunson, not the best performance from the field, but he made up for it in a big way with distributing the ball and getting his team going, whether it be Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, who had a nice game, or his Nova brother, Josh Hart. Really an excellent overall game for the captain, Jalen Brunson, when you look at his impact on the game. And to those who think that Jalen Brunson is just a scorer, he brings a lot more than that to the table, as he was still able to make some pivotal shots in crunch time, but he did not have his typical 20-plus game. But he threw out a lot of dimes, and it was huge. The Knicks' defense was really intense during the final 5 to 6 minutes of this game. And I tell you, it's looking like they are going to go to the finals. It's halfway done. I don't count out the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know, James Harden, still a defensive liability, but I thought he played a little better yesterday. Donovan Mitchell, you know, keeping the positive attitude as he should. He's the team's leader. And I think Donovan Mitchell is a phenomenal basketball player, but I just think that this is a little bit too much of an ask for Cleveland. But, the scene changes, and we're going to find out if the Knicks could keep this up. I feel that if the Knicks take one in Cleveland, whether it be game 3 or game 4, it should be Knicks in 5. But, it's always difficult to defeat a team that's desperate. So I expect the Cleveland Cavaliers to come with their best effort and potentially their best performance of this series. I mean, one would argue that their best performance of this series already happened, which was in game 1 for the first three and a half quarters, really. The final 12, 48, or whatever have you of that game, a little under 13 minutes, the Knicks outscored them 44-11. And I think that's an indelible print on this series. And something that's hard because, winning 4 games is very difficult in any series. But when you feel that you basically had one of them won and you don't get credited for it, it's almost like you have to win 5 games at that point. And more times than not, when those kind of things happen in a 7-game series, you never win that extra game that you have to make up for. And that's what the Cleveland Cavaliers are looking at right now. This Knicks team is locked in. I think OG Anunoby's still definitely feeling some of the strife and the pain with that hamstring. But I think Mike Brown is, managing his minutes in a responsible way. Landry Shamet, not so much on the offensive end yesterday, but made an impact defensively. Mikal Bridges played really good defense. Karl Anthony Towns just cleaning up big time on the glass. And just a real feel-good win for the Knicks. Not the same kind of stress levels that game 1 provided. But I must admit, I said it on my short yesterday or earlier this morning, I was concerned. I was truly concerned when the Cavs got it down to 8. They were fighting. I'll give them that. They were fighting. But the Knicks' depth and the Knicks' fresh legs are really starting to pay some serious dividends in this series. And I really like the way things are moving for them. We got a big game 3 in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City Thunder traveling to San Antonio. We saw Victor Wembanyama have a game for the ages in game 1. I think it was 41-24, which is just hard to fathom. Game 2, the Thunder proved why they are the number 1 seed and the defending world champions. Pivotal game in San Antonio. I think we're going to be looking at another classic similar to what we saw in game 1. I got this thing going 7. So whether the Thunder win tonight or the Spurs win tonight, I think they're going to split in San Antonio. I think this thing is going the distance. I did pick San Antonio in 7. I don't think playing on either home floor as a visitor really has a profound effect on these two teams, as both these teams are just great. But tonight, give me the home team. I'm taking the San Antonio Spurs for the W tonight. Give me San Antonio 119. Give me Oklahoma City 113. I think we're going to see a high offensive-driven game. And I'm debating if this is going to be OT. You know what? For the sake and fun of it, let's call it for overtime. 119-113 in favor of the Spurs in OT. And I'm calling for 30 and 15 from Victor. I think Stephen Castle's been a godsend for what they're doing, especially when you consider that De'Aaron Fox has been injured. This Spurs team is good, man. And during the course of the regular season, they have given OKC their fair share of trouble. Moving it along, Major League Baseball. I know that a lot of Yankee fans are really getting stressed out with the lack of offense that they've been putting forward. And I said it yesterday, I'll say it here. The Yankees are one of only 5 teams that has 30. When I look at the trends, I look at what's happening around the league in Major League Baseball. Only one team in all of baseball has truly got a massive lead in their particular division, or at least a big one, a comfortable one. And of course, that's the Atlanta Braves. We have a resurgent Philadelphia Phillies team since under the watch of Don Mattingly has started to turn their season around. It also helps when Kyle Schwarber had that huge power output. And Kyle Schwarber definitely not out of the question could catch Barry Bonds' all-time record for Major League Baseball home runs. Of course, Judge did it in the American League a couple of years ago with 62. National League record is 74. But the Atlanta Braves right now, they have the comfortable lead. The Padres and the Dodgers, they're in the midst just ending that series. And, the Dodgers, per usual, when there's something to prove, get the better of the Padres. We've got Milwaukee Brewers, Chicago Cubs, St. Louis Cardinals, pretty much everybody in the division situation in the National League Central where it is super tight. Same could be said for the American League Central, at least the teams that are above in the higher part of the division. But, since the Tarek Skubal injury, the Detroit Tigers have really plummeted. I believe they're like 9 below 500 right now, which is really bad for them. And big series tonight in the Bronx as the New York Yankees host the Tampa Bay Rays. This is their second series this year. Previous series, Tampa swept the Yankees out of St. Petersburg. Tampa currently has a 4.5-game lead. And in some people's estimations, Tampa is the best team in all of baseball. Kevin Cash definitely making his case for another Manager of the Year award, as it has been phenomenal what the Rays have been accomplishing. And the big story tonight is that number 45, Garrett Cole, makes his return to the Yankees, his long-awaited return. It's been, I think, a little under 570 days, if I'm not mistaken, since Garrett Cole threw a pitch in a big league game, of course, coming off of the dreadful Tommy John surgery. What makes it challenging for the Yankees in this particular series is that you don't have a situation where you're going to have Max Fried because he's obviously injured. And the way things break, I have to double check this, but I don't believe that Cam Schlittler is going to be a part of this series because he just pitched in the third game of 4 in the Blue Jays series. But the Yankees pitching, regardless of who's been the starter, has been more than good, where many would feel that they should have more than 30 wins. And 30 wins ain't bad this juncture of the year. Yankees arguably have the best staff in baseball, but if you don't hit the baseball, you ain't going to win too many games, and that's what the Yankees are tasked with right now. Garrett Cole, super excited. I don't know what his workload's going to look like given the fact that he has not pitched in so long. So I'm going to go on the low side of things and say that Garrett Cole pitches 5.1 innings today in efficient work without the pitch count getting out of control. And, anything can happen. It's his first game back. He could get rocked. It's an accomplishment just coming back. It's a process to get back. But I feel good about Garrett Cole tonight. And it's just going to be great to have him back because he is such a vital part, not just on the mound once every 5 days, but what he brings in general to that locker room, the leader that he truly is. And having a young version of him and Cam Schlittler and having obviously Garrett Cole, an aging virgin, but still probable Hall of Famer down the line. It's been really awesome to even paint the picture and the idea that Rodon, Cole, Fried, and Schlittler are all going to be in this rotation at the same time when they're all healthy. And I think that's an advantage that few, if not any, have in Major League Baseball. Of course, the bats have got to get busy. That has been a big holdup for the Yankees having a better record. The captain, Aaron Judge, is in a bit of a slump right now. He has to work his way out. The whole team isn't hitting. But I think although the opponent is greater than the one they just split a series with, at least right now, because the Blue Jays are, decimated in their own ways. I like the Yankees tonight, and I think the Yankees are going to win 2 out of 3. Yankees going to win 2 out of 3. I'm not going to call a sweep, but I think the Yankees win 2 out of 3, and I think they win today. But definitely excited to see how this all shakes up and plays out. If you haven't already, please make it a point to like and subscribe to the channel, the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. Check out Old Man Energy, Volume 1, Volume 2, as well as the dirtiest rap album ever made via Big Bosco Productions. You could find him on all streaming platforms. Also, check out our friends at The Basement Show. Shouts out to Johnny Nast. Check out Talk of New York, where I am a co-host. Shouts out John Coutinho as well as Jay DiMaggio and the whole team that we're building over there as well. Have a great weekend, a great Friday, a safe one, and hope that you make the best of whatever's in front of you. And thanks for all the support. Most definitely appreciate all the love we've been getting here. Have a great weekend, everyone. Announcements to come for our next show. Let's go Knicks. I'm out.
Big Nick energy, we ain't playing nice. Kings of New York, ain't no rolling dice. Flexing on these bitches, we the real deal. Ain't no stopping us, this is how we feel. The Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the island of Queens, we ballin' hard. Fulfilling all our dreams, thugging through the hustle. Got that grit and grind in this Big Nick energy, we forever shine. So let them know we rockin'. From the garden to the booth, Knicks in the building, bringing straight up truth. With our heads held high, watch us rise and transcend. Big Nick energy, this is just the begin. Big Nick energy, we ain't playing nice. Kings of New York, ain't no rolling dice. Flexing on these bitches, we the real deal. Ain't no stopping us, this is how we feel.